whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, you came through a woman and there was a man involved. So children are supposed to be born and raised in a family setup where there is love from the man and there is nurturing from the woman, getting all this from the father. Basically the spirit of good. So the spiritual order of life, I don't normally insist on that point. The spiritual order of life is God above men, men above women, women above children. God above men, men above women, women above children. Now you can go around that spiritual order the way you want to, but you'll come back. Whether you want to try and lose weight, whether you want to try and have a healthy relationship or a marriage, you can go around that order the way you want. But you see, this order is not here for you. It's a natural order of life. It has nothing to do with Christianity or religion. It's a spiritual order of life. And if you reject that order, there's nothing that will actually beat you. Why? Because that order will show you where all your problems are coming from. Now realize this, that God loves the man, and through the man, love the woman, and then the woman will love the children. You cannot reverse that order. Always, and you cannot undo that order. Now, God has to love a woman, then this woman will love the man, then the man will love the children. You cannot distort that order. That is an illusion in your head in terms of movies, conditioning, society, parenting. So if you understand that order, you will know there is no single day a woman is supposed to provide for a man. You will understand there is no day you as a parent, you're supposed to actually use your children as a retirement plan. Right? Because children are supposed to be provided by you as a parent. So if you start thinking that I'm taking my children to school so that they can actually come back when I'm retired and they salvage my situation or they are my retirement plan, you actually fail. Right? Now, that order, once you maintain that order, you realize that love has to come from God to the man, from the man to the woman, from the woman to the children. The other way around is respect and submission. Aya, what she does Nanzia. Respect and submission, it's very automatic. For example, if I'm providing exclusively for my wife, I'm protecting her physically, financially, and emotionally because I'm supposed to be her wall. She lashes her emotions in me and then calms down and falls back into the feminine nature. But if she comes and lashes her emotions in me and then realizes that I'm another woman, so I'm full of emotions, now it becomes a lesbian relationship. Right? And now that is a dangerous one because we can't handle it. Now it becomes chaos. Now remember, she has already given me her womb. The best thing that a woman can give a man is not a vagina, it's the womb, because you can give a vagina to anybody, but you can't give a womb to anybody. The man that you give a womb to, you wanted to give it to him. So realize that that is your responsibility, it's your choice, and it has consequences, whether positive or negative. Now, if you give out a womb to a man who is irresponsible, and then you blame that man, whose fault is it? Because women give access to sex and people give children too. Right? So if you attract a man who has not understood that spiritual order of life, what do you expect? Chaos, exactly. So now those chaos, the problem ya nani? That is the point. Now, we like to play victim, so we want to blame the other one because ego tells us that we are the better one. I was the best one in this relationship. I was very loyal, I gave him children, but him. So it's always about the other person, not you. And this is not just about women. I'm talking about women because I'll come back to the men. So you see, when you're focusing on the outside world, you're actually so far away from this spiritual order of life. Because you're operating on ego. On that spiritual order of life, there's no ego. There's no living tomorrow. There's no money there. There's no stability. There's no good and bad. There's just you fixing yourself and focusing on yourself so that you can attract who you are. Aya. Your spiritual order of life, the reason why you go back is because you want to attract who you are. Whether it's in a relationship or an environment, because you realize most of these things are illusions. Like a society. What is a society? Society. What is that? No. But they're just people. Right? And then now we have conformed to so much in society that we've lost ourselves totally. Like everything you're doing is because I want to look good for the society, I want to conform to morals and all that. But that is a script you're acting in. You did not set any morals. You as a child, you wanted to exist and move. So now the conditioning started the moment you walked out of your mother's womb. You know you are a woman, you're not supposed to be here until 27. At 27, other women are married. Now pressure starts when you get to 24. You're like, my eggs are shedding off. I have 3 years to go. And then you get to a place where your mother is constantly nagging you and telling you, unajua hapa ni kwangu, so wewe unafaa utafute kwako. So now wewe unataka tu kitu yote bora kupost kwako. And instead of focusing on fixing yourself, you try to find a solution. And guess what the solution is? Me. And me out here, I have never overcome my mother. I have her emotions in me. And then I come here and I play the emotional game with you. I act a script. And then we fall for that script. All of us are now in that script. Now chaos begins. The moment we settle together, two devils are here now, very empty. You came here with the loneliness, or you came here running away from your mother, and you came here, found me running away from loneliness and hoping that you can actually provide availability of sex. Every single day I want to sex you. And then you realize, the more you cook for me, the more I add weight. The more erections go down. Now what I was coming here for is not there anymore. Right? Wewe unaweza nipea lakini sasa mimi sitaki. Itakuwa aje? Na si ati sitaki, maybe nataka lakini sasa the organ says no. Now it begins, I start becoming a little bit angry. Ukiuliza hiyo kitu nakwambia, wewe na wewe pia umekuwa sex addict. Wewe na wewe unaocha movie sana. Wewe na wewe Dr. Lez unasikiza hizo hormone zenu. Now it becomes chaos. Na wewe sasa unataka kujidefend. You want to make the other person feel bad. Because we are always chasing a thrill of feeling good. So you want to make the other person feel bad. You will call them 1 minute man and all those things. So it's always blame game unless you start paying attention to who you are from inside. Your real world is always inside you. So that spiritual order of life is taking you from a fallen state back to who you are as a person. Because this is you as a child. You had a spirit of God, which is a spirit of good inside you. This spirit was guiding you. Imagine how much trust a child has in their father. Do you know even if you are the poorest father, a child knows you are the richest? Right? And not because the child knows your bank account. There's always a void of a father in every child. That is the void that is getting you in problems. Because this is you, with the spirit of good. And then the conditioning began. Oh, at 27 you need to get married. Oh, you know this is how you're supposed to behave as a woman. Oh, you know this is a man. You must provide, you must protect, you must lead. Oh, you know this is good. Oh, you know this is school. Now you're here. Very confused, suffering from all the things that are actually, they have nothing to do with you, but you've identified with them because you don't have an identity. So this was your identity. Now you went into the fallen state. Depression, anxiety, fear, living in the future, living in the past, identifying with everything around you, chasing feelings of loneliness. Now you see in this state, call it a fallen state, there's no perfect thing. Because you'll always be thinking that if I get a certain amount of money, I mean they make it. Oh, you get the money. Now if I get that car, inside that car, you got an induction. Inside that car, you are still so lonely. Or if I get a certain type of man, oh, that can handle. He comes and proposes on one knee. Then what? That thinking, maybe the short and round will be there. Right? So you get that degree, you still lonely, you still empty. You get that pay rise, it doesn't satisfy you. And that's where most of us are. We are hoping that tomorrow it can get better. But you don't have tomorrow. So that's a fallen state. Now it's your role to come back. Whether somebody made you get here, like children who are raised in an orphanage, you think nature cares? It doesn't. Let me give you a good example. You see, when a lion fights the battles of becoming the king of the pride, and then he wins all these battles and becomes the king of the pride, do you know what happens to the cubs that come with those mothers? Exactly. They are killed, all of them. And that is just nature. So imagine, sasa huyu king ako hapa anasema, nataka kenye kamevunjika mguu. He doesn't care. Whether ni kanono, ni kafupi, just strangles every single bit of that generation. Na sisi tuko na utu. that you can take in somebody who was a child and you take care of that child. Your conversation is very deep. Now, I'm ready for that conversation. So we are at the fallen state. And no one in nature does not care how you got here. You will have to come back. For you to be you, you have to come back. So what I teach you every single Friday is how to come back. Alright? Here depression, here anger. When you hear me ask me, do you have anger? And then you run. No, I don't have anger. Then I ask you, you never get angry. Then you say, yes, I get angry. But that is human nature. You see how you're running from yourself. So how can you actually have anger? Can you get angry without having anger? Is it possible? So who taught you anger? The one who conditioned you to get into this fallen state. Alright? And this can be a mistake of your parents. But you see, once you see light, again you'll remember nature will not care if your parents made a mistake. Everybody is fighting their own battles. Your parents need to overcome their parents. You need to overcome your parents. Your children need to overcome you. So it is everybody for themselves. So ukiwa hapa kurudi, the only way to come back, you have to undo what was done to you to take you there. Now listen to this skill. So you see that spiritual order of life, God above men, men above women, women above children. It is very intentional. Because a father is supposed to provide that masculine figure there so that children get to know God through the father, get to know love through the father and all that. But most of our fathers, they were present but very weak. They were afraid of our mothers. They didn't know how to face our mothers and tell them the truth. Just the same way our girlfriends or our husbands are afraid of us. If they tell you the truth, can you handle it? Let's say today you've just gotten home and you face your husband and you're looking at him just like, where did I get this one from? And then you tell him, babe, please be honest with me. What has happened through the day when I was away? Then babe says, should I? Please, you know I can handle it. Then babe says, but then you know I slept with your sister when you were away. And even 6 minutes ago, I've just held your friend. You know, Joan, I've just slept with Joan right now. Ndo anatoka tu saa hii. Sasa hapo ndo mna draw the line. Hapo ndo honesty, just be honest with me inapotea, sio? So you see, your honesty was coming from an emptiness. So a father provides that holistic environment inside a child. So without a father, there is always a gap. And we are always chasing that gap. We are chasing that gap with material things. We are chasing that gap in other people, trying to think, if I get a masculine guy, he will feel that father figure. He can't. If I get this type of job, if I get this type of car, I will fill that hole. You cannot. That hole is not from outside. It is from inside. Because it's the role of a father to protect children against this reconditioning and remodeling. So because your father was weak or your father was absent, these happened. Because women have something to control, either the man or the children, and it's natural, their way of nurturing. If they sense a weakness in the man they're actually having, what do? They protect the children against that weakness. That is how you get remodeled. That's how you adapt anger and emotion. So for you to actually overcome anger, you must overcome your mother. Now most of us love our mothers so badly, but you see, you cannot love your mother. Your mother can love you. You can't love your mother. It's not possible. You don't have love to love your mother. Just the same way a woman cannot have love to love a man. She can only respect and submit when a man loves her. And a man does not love emotionally. He loves through providing, protecting, and leading. You see that? So if that order is distorted, that's where you are at this moment in time. If you're suffering, if you have anger, if you have fears, if you live in the future, if you don't trust God enough to get revelations every day, you're hoping that your thoughts can actually guide you. You're in a fallen state. So you will be there until the day you see the light. Because this is darkness. When you see the light, you simply go and face those people that are actually your fears, your parents. You go face your mother and tell your mother, you know what? I've realized along the way I've been resenting you for no good reason. Now understand that statement, because most of you will tell me I don't resent my mother. And then I ask you, do you have anger? You say, yes, I have anger and I'm trying to overcome anger. But how can you overcome anger without actually facing the one who taught you anger? If the father was weak or absent, the mother became angry at him. Now he conditioned children to be against the weaknesses of the man. Now you suffer in the fallen state. So you see where the problem starts in? Men not knowing that spiritual load of life. So if you don't know that, the woman suffers, the woman resents you. Anger is taught to the children because he conditions the children against you. Problems start. Now you think because you love children emotionally, oh, I cuddle my children, I buy my children presents, you think you will get respect from that because you're buying attention as a man. Is that not what we do all the time? Buying gifts for women so that they can love you instead of rewarding effort. For example, if my woman cooks good food, I reward her with the dress and the dinner. I tell her, this is because of that meal, so she will want to do better. But now I come out of nowhere with a gift, a chain, a gold chain, I say, babe, hey, this one is for you. For what reason? Just because she's a woman? And then what will stop me from buying another woman the same thing? So you're supposed to reward and not just give. Once you understand that, you can put emotions into it, but once you understand that, it will make a lot of sense because a woman is like an incubator. She knows how to multiply things. So you train her how to multiply things because she's trainable. That's why I told you, a man will only know what he needs when he finds you. They will say, I know what I want, until they find that one. Utakuwa na all the beautiful girls and then you end up settling with the one that is actually a 53 and below. Right? Then people are like, hey, nice, uko na mademu super sana. Uko like, by the hata mimi sijui. Huyu tu aliingia tu kwenye hata mimi sijui. And ask men, they will tell you, the women they've married is not the woman they wanted to marry. Kuna tu venye huyu alikuja aka-align na principles zako na ndio hivyo. Because a marriage is a school, we said that. It's like a school, and this is a school that belongs to a man. He sets the rules. So you as a woman, you need to understand the rules before getting there. But most of us got there without understanding the rules. We didn't even ask the rules. We got emotional. We were looking for something. We were chasing the thrills of feeling good and the emotions. Then we got here. And then now inside there, I realized, oh, who you see mtu nilikuwa nataka. Now I want to start setting rules. When you're inside, it will never work. Because I'm thinking, you are the problem, it's not me. So I have to set rules for you to oppress you. Now oppression starts. Now conflicts begins. So you must set rules before you come in. Any union, leave alone marriage, even a relationship. You have to actually communicate the boundary before somebody comes in. As a man, men here, please, communicate before she comes in. Because she will know, if this is a place that she can actually follow those rules, she'll come in. If she can't, she goes. But you see, the problem is, we are afraid of losing that word. To communicate rules, she will run away. Which means, we are lying. Which means, the spiritual order of life is distorted. Because this is the truth. So when you're lying, you're empty. Because you are lonely. When you're lonely, you are fallen. You've fallen from this state. You're in the fallen state. So you must overcome your mother. And you tell your mother, you know what, I've realized I've been resenting you for no good reason. I apologize. That looks easy when I say it, right? But it's very difficult to do it. Because most men have their mothers in their hearts. So they are behaving like their mothers. So imagine facing you in the mirror and telling yourself, you know what, I am so crappy, I need to overcome you. You will face the mirror and say, hey man, nimeunga fit. Hey, nimepiga luku. But you can't tell yourself the truth. You can't tell yourself, you know what, hii kitu nimefanya hapa ni bullshit. Ndio maana mtu akikuambia, you retaliate. Ama unawatoa kwa cycle yako ya friend. Yenye hata exist. So once you overcome your mother, you overcome your father. Because the problems you are facing is because of the weaknesses of our father and the anger from our mothers. So we must overcome the anger nature in you from your mother and then the weaknesses of your father. Now once you do that, you have your own identity. Now through this identity, you will not care about tomorrow because there's no tomorrow. You will not care about loneliness because you will tell the truth whether they like it or not. You see that? And then you will not fear that if I tell them the truth, they will leave. If they leave, tell them, okay, is there anything you need me to assist? Allow them to go. Right? Yeah. And that is most of our fears. The moment you got into that union, what now you see that is just evil. Because the truth is, if unafaa utoke, revelations shall come. Because the moment you come back to the order, you don't rely on your thoughts. You rely on revelations. You simply wake up and do what needs to be done. You don't wake up worrying about, itakuwaje kesho. No, you simply wake up that day, make a silent prayer and keep moving. Now, when you're going to face your parents to overcome them, you're not going to face your parents with the hope that everything will get better. That is expectation. Most of you get suffering from expectations. You're going there to overcome their false identity so that you have your own, that you can see things from your own window. When you overcome your mother, anger disappears. It's a spiritual battle. It's taken away from you. There is no consultation room you'll go in or psychiatrist room you'll go in and they help you overcome anger. They are struggling with anger. They are struggling with marriages, but they advise you about marriage, what they were taught. Now, I want you to also overcome the issues though. Are you a counselor? You see that ego? Are you a counselor? I've had that all the time. Are you a doctor? Then when they realize I actually am a doctor, now and then what next? So you'll have to listen to me because now I am a doctor. Yeah? If a doctor was saying what I'm saying, you will not have a problem. But when you realize I'm a doctor, now you are, by day, I'm sorry. I can now listen, right? So you don't need to know if I'm a doctor or not a doctor. Of course, if you ask me, I'll tell you I am. When you come as a client, I'll tell you I am. And my qualification. Or if you actually put out notice unataka kunipea job, nitakuja ni apply na nilete makaratasi zangu. So you don't have to care about this. Now listen, hata mkisoma Bible na Quran aje recite all through, you still go through the same problem. Because utasoma Quran na akili ya mtu alikufunza hiyo Quran. Mtu alikupeleka madrasa, mtu alikufunza kwa madrasa. Utakuwa unasoma na akili yake. Ukisoma Bible unasomanga na the brain ya mwalimu wako wa Sunday school. So you will never read the Bible with your own understanding until you come back to that order. So you'll always be using the Bible to defend your evil nature. Si hata Yesu alikuwa na hasira akaingia chacha akapiga watu kiboko. Si hata God akona hasira, that's why aliwipe watu na nini flood. What you are forgetting is God has no anger that has the nature of human anger. God is a spirit inside you. And God does not judge. So stop telling people, mimi nimachia Mungu. Judgment ni ya Mungu. He doesn't. Imagine all the things you've done and he has never judged you. He's only waiting for you to actually come back to this order and then allow him to work with you, reveal things to you. But imagine how much you've distrusted God when you are the best Muslim, you are the best Christian, but you've distrusted God and you constantly listen to the evil nature in your thoughts, because thoughts are evil at any time. So you're constantly listening to your thoughts. You've forgotten that if you just drop the thoughts, God will reveal things to you on how to live. That's how you should be. You should always just focus here and do the silent prayer. You should be grateful anytime you catch yourself getting angry. Kale kasauti kakianza kukasirisha, we jua, hii si sauti yangu. Just relax into it, make a silent prayer at that moment in time and keep moving. Whatever happened 1 minute ago is none of your business. Keep moving. So your order, whether you like it or not, you will have. Because this order will give you the discipline, the consistency to do things even when you don't want to do those things. Kwa sababu hata sisi tunataka kula chapati. Si ndio? Lakini unafika mahali unasema, hii chapati najua ilinileta hapa kwa hii kilo 100. So I need to overcome it. Hata mimi nataka kula hii cereal, nimejianga vizuri na food kionje naoja samaki kidifroyo ndani ya cereal, you know, you can do it, you just soul. Mandazi ile brown imecrack na chai ya strong tea na sukari mingi. Unajua? Iko hapa sasa. Sasa wewe utaki labda wengine wetu mnajua kupika hizi vitu ama maid wenu amepika hizi vitu vizuri. So na ameleta hapo. Na wewe unafaa uresist ama unafanya 72 hours fast. Unafikiri ni rahisi ulale mara mbili hujakula? Na si ati una pesa ya kununua food. Si ati una app ya Glovo kwa simu. Lakini unajiambia sikuli. Unafikiri discipline ni rahisi? Your discipline inahitaji your spiritual order of life, because it's a spiritual battle. And everything physical and mental follows a spiritual bearing. Nani hajaelewa mpaka hapo? Any question?
Everything spiritual and they said something. Everything physical
and mental
aligns
to the spiritual. There is no way you can be so bright and that brightness will help you achieve anything without having that spiritual bearing. So you look at it this way. What do you need to lose weight? What do you need to maintain a healthy life? What do you need to wake up and exercise? You think it's motivation. Motivation is for the weak. It's an emotion. You need discipline. Serious? Motivation nani atakwambia si wote tutakulala mvua ikinyesha asubuhi. Ati una motivate ati push harder. Nasema nini? Yes, that is strong. Overcome. Discipline is everything. Okay, in everything, and discipline starts by you having the consistency to focus on now. When you're doing a silent prayer, and you will do it. When you do a silent prayer, how many thoughts are in your head? Imagine the chaos that are in your head that you cannot even focus on you for 5 minutes. Watoto tunarudi. Hii kambi imeisha. Kuna ingine. By then the alisema nini? By then all that nonsense. How much chaos are in your head that you can't close your eyes and think about nothing for 5 minutes? Unaona tunasema? So tuko distracted na hizo vitu zote. Now imagine all those thoughts are not yours. Because if I ask you to tell me one thought that is yours in your head and tell me how you made that thought, how would you? Ni what? na hiyo environment na society yenye tu ni watu.
Na utapata kutoka kwa hiyo
Wacha focus kwa environment. Focus kwa wewe. Number 1. Face your mother, overcome your mother. Tell your mother, I really know at this moment in time that I'm working on myself. I want to actually apologize for preventing you for no good reason. You're not apologizing at ya kusamehe. Human beings cannot forgive. It's God who forgives. So you're apologizing to actually show God, I've been playing you for long. For a very long period of time, I've been playing you by resenting my mother. And I adapted anger. So I'm tired of playing you. So I apologize to my mother so that I show God I'm taking her off my path of identity. Once you overcome your mother, you face your father. You tell him the same thing. Remember, a biological father is the earthly representation of God to a child. So you must connect back to him. Whether he's a drunkard in the trenches, whether he left your mother because it's none of your business. Whether your mother worked so hard and tirelessly to raise you or not, it is none of your business. It's her choices and she has to suffer from those consequences. You see, now that's an expectation. You're doing this without expectation. You're going there to overcome it. You don't go there so that things get better. You're going there to overcome them, and then now you start doing the silent prayer. Now the silent prayer is the reason why you'll overcome that thought.
Okay, for a question.
Yes.
Personally, kuna kazi naenda from natoka kwa nyumba 6.
Yes.
Hii kazi natoka nimetoka kazi nikiwa mbaya. Sijapata time ya kumeditate. Nimeshinda na customer wamenipima thoughts zingine mbaya. What do I
Meditate. There's no way you don't have time to meditate. You don't have 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. Please tell me that is real. Like you don't have 5 minutes when you wake up, the first thing you do before even taking a shower is just do this and take 5 minutes thinking about nothing. Just paying attention to what is going through your head, not following the thoughts. Just letting thoughts come and disappear. Good and bad. No fighting those thoughts. Only 5 minutes in the morning. You go take your shower, you go and adult, go do your job. Come back in the evening, before you do anything, sit down and meditate. I don't like calling it meditation because that's putting a label on it. I like calling it a silent prayer.
Sio interact kama ni autopilot. You are conditioning yourself.
Again, that is not you. That is the voice in your head that needs to be overcome. Because when you're doing that silent prayer, you want to be you. You want to listen to yourself and not listen to what the customer said, what your boss said. If this job is the right, the pay rise. You want to overcome those in your head. So a silent prayer helps you to overcome the thoughts that came in with the day. Because your real state is you without any thought.
So it's like naacha mashida na the following day nachukua ile struggle.
But where is the following day? Where is the following day?
I have to go to that work.
Where is the following day? Like right now, where is tomorrow?
There is not. Lakini I have to go to work.
So imagine you saying there is not and then saying but. It means the first statement is actually So why would you say there is no tomorrow and then you say but? Is that not just you listening to the thoughts in your head? Because you're afraid if I leave this job I'll not be able to provide.
Okay.
But you see, what you fear always comes. Because you attract who you are. So you're paying attention to the thoughts, you're becoming your thoughts. Oh, they will come. That job will be more stressful. But listen to me. You see, tukiingia job, si utaka tufanye the best. So that nikuwe employee of the month ama nikuwe yani ni maintain hii job. Hiyo job hata si yako. Si yako. Wewe unafaa ukuje hapo upite. Just the same way hata mtoi si wako. Ni God alikupea mtoi. Through wewe tu umepata mtoi. So mtoi ni wa God.
So in short, I went to that job with a purpose. Nienda nifanya what I have to do, then I leave.
No, your only purpose on this surface of earth or this side of heaven is to actually glorify God. Your only purpose is to glorify God. And listen, through you, God will do what He needs to do. You are so afraid of trusting God because you think that job is giving you satisfaction. It is not. It is stressing you. That's why you're thinking, I'm a customer. It is stressing you. And you can never do that job completely or 100% when you're in the fallen state. You're still serving ego. So the job is not as important as you. Trust me, if you die today, they will move on so fast.
So I choose being my life.
Work on yourself. Yeah, so that job, you will do it not with the pressure of Napa to provide. You will do it because it's a necessity. And you'll be easing pain and suffering from somebody's life. Sasa wewe uko hapo juu ya dogo. Waki withdraw to salary. Sasa ndio unajua wenyewe hii kazi iko stressful. Wamechelewesha mshahara. Imechelewa, all you do. Ukae tu ufanye kazi, mshahara itakaa. Stress zako ni zako tu, nobody cares. Bosi wako ajali, customer ajali, customer yeye anakuja pale.
ako na feelings zake na emotions zake, ana operate from a fallen state pia yeye. Sasa wewe una light alafu unamjudge in this fallen state. Ndio amesema kitu, yeye anaishi na hivi yake. For example, nikikuita wewe ni umbwa, you know, mimi naishi life yangu because mimi nimeona umbwa.
Yeah.
So imagine wewe unakazika juu ya kitu mimi nimeona. What if unaona umbwa?
Ni wewe unaona.
That's the point. So imagine wewe unakazika juu ya kitu mimi nimeona umbwa. How is that your feeling? Aya, look at it this way. Nikuja na kushautia, you woman with pink hair, you're so ugly in that pink hair. Do you care?
No,
Why don't you care?
Sina hiyo.
Exactly. So why do you allow other feelings? Why do you select feelings that will affect you? Just be that way. Be still. Even assume kila mtu anakuita mtu wa pink hair na una pink hair.
Lakini nini hii na trigger? What is this trigger hii? Trigger hii.
Tulianza wapi?
Oh.
Tulianza wapi? Haya.
Tunakuja Bamboni.
Hapa ndo kila kitu. Job yako unaweza lose once you maintain this spiritual order, because you'll get satisfaction in something else. You get that? Satisfaction is not in your job. It's in that order. The moment you retain that order, things will come to you. You will attract what you are. Umenielewa? So that's why you need a silent prayer every morning and every evening to overcome thoughts that came in with the night and to overcome thoughts that came in with the conditioning during the day. So that at this moment in time, you're focusing on only you. Which is the ideal situation. Like, let me ask, do you have a home?
My mama.
Whether rented or how? Do you have a place to live?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Juu nimefikiria niko nayo.
You see?
Nimefikiria.
But do you have a home where you are right now?
I know.
Exactly. Until you get there, doesn't you actually say I have a home. Focus up too. It is that easy.
So even my parents are here.
Hauna parents.
Sina.
Hauna parents. Uko tu hapa, si ndio? Wewe ukipatana na mama yako na uko na mama. Nikipatana na mtoi wangu niko na mtoto. Wewe uko hapa, mimi sina mtoto. I get where my child is because right now you can get a call, your mother is passed. Hata amezikwa. Uko na mama? Utakuwa uko na mama?
Niko nayo kwa akili.
That's what we tell you, do a silent prayer to overcome what? Because all thoughts in your head are all lies at every time, except the functional and practical thoughts.
At the moment.
Yes, that's the only true thought. Every other thought in your head is not yours. You don't care about a home. Right now you just care about listening to this conversation. And then next I'm going into a car. And then moving next. That's who you are as a child. Very true. No lies, because mtoto hana imagination. Whatever child tells you is the truth. Hakunanga imagination. But wewe sasa umefunzwa kuimagine vitu. Wewe umekonditioniwa na religion, umekonditioniwa na church, umekonditioniwa na school, na mzazi. So wewe you're actually having multiple false identities but yours. So I'm telling you now, it's time for you to overcome that so that you have your own identity, because you are suffering because of those identities. So drop them. And the only way to drop them is to overcome your mother and your father. Once you drop that, you will not even worry about job because you will rely on revelation. Ndio? So mimi sipangi siku. Mimi na mko anafanya silent prayer alafu na adult, I simply move. You get the point? So whether nipate client mmoja ama watatu, do I even care? She will tell me. What? Client mmoja anakuja na mwambia amazing. Napita. Leo kuna client 10 amazing. Tunapita and I to excite na I depress kwa sababu I don't have an identity of my job. Dr. Lewis na Uncle Chile, they are not who I am because these are just titles. Who I am ni mimi bila thoughts, bila hata jina. That's the exact fact I'm actually trying to push you back. Mashika, yes sir.
Why is it that I'm speaking from my personal perspective?
That's what I want.
Hiyo issue ya overcome resentment, especially kwa mama.
Yes.
Sina that.
Yes.
Ukienda ku overcome mamako, you feel so, nasikia una uoga mingi sana.
Yes.
Roho inakupiga sana. Why is it that?
Because you're afraid of the truth. Because your mother has become so much of you that you don't know who you are. So you don't know what is on the other side. So our mothers are for the sons. Mama zetu ndo the worst enemies. Kwa sababu wanatutrain kuwa emotional. Unaona hiyo kitu una feel. It is not you who is feeling it. You actually, it's coming through you. Like pain. We don't feel pain. It just goes through us. You understand, even to realize hakunanga emotional pain. You know, physical pain, that is physical pain. You treat, you move.
But emotional pain is none of your problems. It's actually an absence of a father or a presence of a father but who was weak. Witnessing fathers and absence of fathers. So unaona hiyo ka feeling ka nitaanzaje kuface mother, because your mother is your worst fear. And guess what? Once you have a feeling, the thoughts will come louder. They will block you from actually facing your mother. And you see, because you have your mother here and she's totally controlling you, because this fear is control, that means you'll end up attracting who you are. So your wife will come to be exactly an image of your mother in a different body, because you attract who you are. See that? So whether you like it or not, you'll have to face your mother and overcome her.
Now, to overcome mom,
Yes.
you have no dad.
Yes.
Dad.
Is the dad dead? If the dad is dead, amazing. Yeah, amazing. Yesterday we were talking about death and people were like, listen, if somebody is dead, let them go. They're supposed to die. We have so much ego that we think we're not supposed to die. And realize this, even as a doctor, you don't save anybody. Unless you have that spiritual of life that God is working through you. You don't save anybody. You don't. So stop putting, unajua tumefanya surgery, tumetoa 14 kg of fibroids. We've saved a life. You did not save any life. You didn't. Your life will fight survive evil. That's how God actually designed it. So be glad that God worked through you to remove the fibroid. But now ka ego kana kujanga. Imagine guys, we removed 14 kg of fibroids from this woman. Love to post. I'm like, hey, doctors like Kennedy, you're working. Hey guys, amazing. In the comment section, I'm like, I have work to do. I need to fold my sleeves. Yeah? So yeah, bro, if your father is dead, amazing. Keep moving. Once you overcome your mother, do a certain prayer in the morning and evening, you're good to go. If you ask if your father is not dead, and then you ask your mother, where's my father? Of course, women want to punish the fathers of the children to the children. Okay? So they want to punish the fathers by converting the children into their own identity. So what do you ask her? If she blocks you from knowing where your father is, don't struggle trying to find out where your father is. You just overcome her, start doing the silent prayer, and then detach from her. You see, that overcoming will help you to not detach from your mother. Yeah, we are so attached to our mothers, and then they become our gods, because whatever you love becomes your god. It controls you, and it takes you out of that spiritual order of life. Yeah. Na akikwambia, go and face that gentleman and tell him, you know what, I've realized I've been presenting you for no good reason, and I'm wrong, so I apologize. Now when you say that, you don't care what your father will say. Even when you're facing your mother, you don't care what your mother will say. You're facing your mother to overcome her. So it's all about you. It's nothing to do with her. Wengi watakaa wangu wali play a very big victim. No, my mother makes a big deal out of everything. So she played a victim. Oh, you know, hey. Me, I was just looking at her and I was like, haya, utamaliza saa ngapi niondoke? But it took me 4 months to actually face her. 4 months. Naenda hipo nikija kumwambia, nasikia voices zimecome louder. Don't do that. Your mother will feel bad about this. She has not done anything wrong and all that. And I'm like, hajafanya kitu mbaya. Then I go back to coast. That moment in time, I had 5 women. I've talked about this before. 5 women as girlfriends. Now these 5 women, one of them leaves, inaniuma ni kama hao wote wametitoka. Na niko na 4. So emotions. The other one leaves, and apparently after fixing the identity, all of them left within a period of about 2-3 months. Bro, I felt like this to the identity I work. I mean, how can I'm working on me, and I've just lost my the thing that actually made me feel comfortable. I was chasing a thrill. It was sexual. Alright? Yeah, that's why we look at a woman and all we are looking at is, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at ways to take you to bed. And the only way to take you to bed is for me to lie to you so bad. Right? And then I will lie looking straight into your eyes. Because I have my mother inside me, emotions. So I'm hoping if I tell you the truth, I just lie so that I win the organ. And the moment you open up your legs once, that's mother confirm. Ya pili. Now I get out of the acting zone, the script. Now Lewis is here. Alafu naanza kuuliza, no, my change. Asija change. I acted a role because I asked you, what are you looking for in a man? And what did you say? Told dark and handsome, a guy with cute. Nikaenda nikaona coaches. Nikapiga hiyo mawe nini? Nikakuja kwako kuongelesha, nimefinya tumbo. Au ukaona huyu jamaa na 6 pack. Ukanitrust, ukanipea. Uta confirm. After tu ya pili, sasa mimi nafurisha tumbo yangu. Siliko sawa. Nikishafurisha tumbo umechange. Sija change, nili act a role and then I drop the ego. Now you saw the real. Is that not what marriages are right now? Unatembelea jamaa weekend. Hey, this guy is a provider. In those 2 days. He's a provider. Hey, na wewe una run from poverty. Sababu kwenu mzee hata kukua, so madam struggle. Umeona madam struggle. Umekuja hapa mimi nakwambia unajua nini? I got you. I can take care of you and your mother, no problem. You sit here. Kuna kitu utapata Sunday ukienda home, buy mama sukari. Hey, you're like, aya. Hivi ndo baba anafaa kukua. Hivi ndo boyfriend. Sasa hapa mimi stop. And then mother yako anakuja louder. Ukiacha huyo upate mwingine kama huyo. Your mother set you up. God of you. You must overcome. Yes.
A woman, let's say for me, we are okay. I'm pregnant. And as a woman, bringing up a boy, and a woman is able to bring up a boy to be a man. And a woman is still able to bring up a child with their own identity.
Amazing. Those are very, 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 very deep questions. And right now, 37% of Kenyan women are single mothers. They call themselves single mothers. You see, that's a label, a very stupid label, because you don't become a single mother without a mother. You're just a mother. Why don't you just have a mother? And you want to have a single mother. Right? So you're not a single mother, you're a mother. That is one. Number 2. Bringing up a son for you as a woman. Hey, how will you teach this boy how to become a man? You don't know how to be a man, right? So how do you teach this boy? So you need the identity, because through that identity, now you see, when you have an identity, you'll not be walking saying, I have an identity. No, you know, I'm raising this child because I have an identity. No, that is nature. Like, I don't walk out here saying, I'm going to work because I want to provide. I'm going to work, bana. No, sasa ukienda gym unataka kuunga, unafanya for the wrong reason. Sasa, ukipata identity, once you overcome your mother and you overcome your father, because remember you are set up, becoming a single mother is a setup. And realize, 85% of women who became single mothers, they raise single mothers. Yeah. Okay? 85% of women who themselves single mothers, they raise single mothers. And now, your daughter will become a single mother at an early stage or early age that you became one. Because the energy you're putting into her. But look at it, this is now a son. So you don't know how to raise this son. And you're relying on your thoughts every single time. Oh, you know, I have an identity, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you're pushing all this vibe into this son. Becoming emotional every single time. So when you get an identity, you will receive revelations, because realize you can actually raise a child on your own. You will get all that you need from the revelation that will be coming from that identity. So that means you have so much work to do in terms of the silent prayer to overcome all thoughts in your head. Because at some point you'll get lonely and you're like, sasa huyu jamaa. Because si rahisi mwanamke kwenda nje kufanya kazi ya kuja kuprovide. It's unnatural. But because consequences zimekuweka hiyo place, you have to face them and you have to have an identity so that you get revelations, not thoughts. Revelations on how to raise that son. And through those revelations, a revelation can come, attach this son to the uncle. Now the uncle anafaa kuwa saidia baba, you saidia mama. You know how saidia mama sisi we are treated well. Mimi nikienda kwa kina mother yetu, I feel accepted there than nikienda kwa kina budangu. So I used to think, this is kwa kina buda, naenda kwa kina mother. Conditioning. Alright? So revelations will come. That's just an example. I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm saying revelations will come for you to raise your son, and you will know the best way to raise your son. So you keep working on yourself, and yes, you can raise a child with that identity. But you have to overcome the thoughts that, hey, nimepata identity. I have to do this. You just allow the day to just flow the way it's supposed to flow. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I've heard that question, and it has raised a challenge that I got. I really overcame my mother, and it was like about a year ago.
Yeah.
I really got a lot of backlash from my uncles, from her brothers, my family members, and they felt like I had done something wrong. But over time, I realized my mother is really into me. She really is excited into hearing what I would say in anything. Yeah. Yet my siblings, we are 8 of us. My siblings, they are like, my mother should be, the way they have taken the side of I am a bad man, they are like, why is this person doing, why is the mother being soft on this guy who already has shown that he hates her?
Yeah.
So Juicy, around 4 or 5 months ago, there's my elder sister. I also learned that my mother also was a single mother before my father married her. So our first sister is not our biological sister from our father. So I learned this also from her brother, who is my uncle. So Juicy, my same sister, also got children before wedlock.
Yep.
And the children are now grown. One is almost 20 something, who is really struggling with it. Who I introduced to you, I never paid for her. Remember that video? So I introduced her to you, and I had to tell her the truth that she's her mother is also was not our father's daughter.
Yeah.
And I did that because I really wanted her to get because I'm the one who took her to school. Right? From primary, she was like my daughter because the mother could not take care of her. So she lived with me, I took her to school, took her to university. She's now working, but struggling a lot of identity. Even her own job, she cannot even describe to you what she does. Yet she is a graduate.
Struggle is real.
Now, usually after I talked to her, I asked her how was it. We discussed it also with you, and I was so excited that she's going in the right direction. Only a few days ago, still as like now, she has told the family that I told her that her mother is not our sister. Now as we speak, the whole family are looking with the room, every other room. How with the they're like, I've done the worst thing in the world.
How can you say that?
Yeah. But the only person whom I thought was going to be worst is my mother, who was nothing. Yet all the people whom I am not wrong. Now the sister who is now my mother, who's the mother to this guy, never want to see me. So how will I?
I actually get your point, and it's so deep that I'm just looking at that family. At the point, I was thinking in my thoughts again. I was like, I had to bring myself back. But this is the reality. Yeah? The reality is you care about you. You don't need validation from them. You don't need them to love you. Remember, we don't have families. We don't have friends. We just us. Okay. I told you we have only 3 people. We have relatives who 90% of them don't like. If you're not related by blood, they'll chop off your head. Okay, so they just like, who is that? And they want you to fail so badly so that their ego wins the game. And then we have people, like you guys, your people. But out of these people, it's family. The first family is your biological father, alright? And then your mother. And then now, some of your siblings can actually be your family, but most of them. And then now, out of these people, there are people who can actually root for me so badly, they are not related to me with blood. So they become part of the family. So this classify what going to group start. Family, people, and relatives. You will know where you are. You not expect anything from relatives. You not do things so that they can actually approve you. You not want them to love you. You not even care. You just move on with your day. As long as you're doing you're doing the silent prayer. You're doing what you have to do as a father. You keep moving. And now, the problem came in here. You see, when I'm not supposed to condition you to be me. I'm not supposed to push you to go and find an identity. That's where the problem came in, because when I push you to go and find an identity, I'm operating from a sense of ego. That's a mistake. Now, chances are you will resent me so badly, because I wasn't doing it out of a revelation. I was doing it out of ego. I'm seeing you're suffering. Do you know, when you're supposed to be driving or walking around along the street, and then you see a beggar, if you feel bad about that beggar to an extent that you unatoa 10 bob umpatie, you know that is just ego. That has nothing with you being charitable. That's just ego. How did you know they are suffering? Imagine how emotions may control mpaka ukaona mimi niko better. You see that? So when you have an identity, you don't care about anything. He's a beggar. If you get a revelation to give, you give. You don't think like wanateseka. Huyu jamaa ana identity. You just get a revelation, you're like, so I talk to him. If he feels the vibe, then my identity is like, so he asks questions. He asks questions, I give my side of the story. But I make sure, that's why I always tell you guys, do what you want. Okay? Fanya kitu unataka. However, I recommend. Okay, because I don't want to tell you this is the right way. Because if I tell you who am I, I'll be reconditioning into my own image. That's wrong. So I tell you, you do what you want. If you think this is the right thing to do, go and do it. You can actually walk out of this session a very free person because you've always been free. You've always been free. Your problem is you've always identified your thoughts, and thoughts are ego. So they actually tell you, they excite you now to depress you. They tell you have an identity only to actually get you angry at some point. Like, mbona maadhia hajakasirika na yeye ndio hii story inamhusu sana. Na hao wengine wamekasirika. Hao watu hawajakasirika. They are in the fallen state. So imagine huko kwa light, alafu unaona wale watu kwa giza huko. Unaona wanapigana huko kwa giza. Alafu uko like so uko giza, unaenda kuchungulia huko kwa giza. Wewe ruhusu wasafi huko kwa giza, watakuja tu huko. Wakilala huko ndio wanafaa kuwa, wata cross over. Don't push anybody to do anything. Share your story, have a conversation, normal conversation with them. If you see gaps, because you will see them. Once you see those gaps, you will know that voice in your head is not yours. You do a silent prayer to overcome that voice, and now you speak from revelation. Right? Once you do the revelations, these people will get inspired in your story, and they will ask you questions. Now you will not be the one who will be answering. It will be that spirit answering through you. All right? The same spirit that showed you light, you will show them light. Hivyo inakuwa. Yes.
Concern. How long inatekia that so that you can know that fit the identity ile
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's no perfect identity, and there's no how long, because you're living in the future.
Okay.
You don't have the future.
Oops.
Yes. So there's no how long. If I do this, you see, that's ego. If I do this, will I get better? Now that will give you two things. It will give you half the light and half the darkness, and you'll always believe the darkness because that's where you belong. That's where you feel good. This side ingine, you think maintaining an identity is easy. Not easy. Getting it is so easy. You simply face it and overcome. I don't know, unajipea ile maadhi yote niambia kitu. Alafu mwambie alafu realize by the shida zangu bado ziko tu hapo. So hata hii identity iko hapo. Hiyo ni ego, unaona? So you simply focus on you now and you become better in the present. Nothing like the future. Here. Our fears are always, if I don't focus on the future, what if I get broke? So that's an identity of money. You identify so much with money, money becomes your God, it controls you. You need to drop all the identities and let go. Because once you drop the thoughts, you are actually telling the Spirit of God, you know what? My gun is empty. I can't shoot anything, but I'm at the forefront. So I'm dropping down the gun, you take over the battle. Imagine a very simple question like that. Who are you?
I'm a child of God.
How do you know?
I was told.
You're told, right?
Yes.
All right. Mwenga, who are you? What is that?
I'm a man.
What of the but unasemanga me? Hey, me. I love me, right? I'm choosing me. Who is that? Who is that you're choosing?
Spirit in me.
But if you choose the spirit in me, you go back to this God.
So hivyo mimi ndio huyo order. So I'm the order.
The order.
So the spirit.
Imagine hii order exists hata bila wewe. Sasa wewe ndio unafaa urudi kwa hiyo order. Hii order has nothing to do with you. It's you who has everything to do with this order.
But that's lakini nimejua hiyo order so ina exist. So
But then who are you? You ever see your order? Where you're not God above men, men above women. Who are you?
I'm still evolving. Bado sijajijua.
Okay, you're still evolving, but who are you? Leave alone the evolution. Who are you? You see that person mwenye ukiwa peke yako kabisa, haujiitangi jina, si ndio? Haujiitangi daktari, hauna thoughts zozote, uko tu hapo. So you see, ideally there's no you.
So
There's just the spirit working through you.
In short, sisi kama human tunafaa tuamke to breathe. We just where the spirit will lead you, we go there.
And in short, don't try to identify with a group. We as humans, it's just you.
Oh, me.
So amka. Make a silent prayer. Do what you need to do. Go do a cold shower. If it's Monday, work out and keep moving with the day.
Na nikioka kama zote. Tuseme niko kama katoto.
The best way to be is that. That's why I'm taking you back to, because from there you will not rely on anything here. You rely on revelations.
So who am I like right now? The level of exposure yenye niko nayo.
Hiyo hata si wewe. Hiyo tu ni false identities. wewe hata ujue ni nani cause uko na identities za kila kitu. You identify with everything, unaona? Not necessarily simaanisha tu wewe hiyo direct. Namaanisha you identify with everything. So then how would you know who you are when you don't even have a chance to overcome your thoughts? And those thoughts are not yours. So unaona, nikikuuliza who are you, you go into your thoughts to find out who am I, by the way. Who is here? And what is the thoughts? Exactly. So you are submitting to the devil. Kameona light.
Anakungojea hapo. Mtoke tuende.
Unaona ndio sawa, kwa sababu tunatakanga, we want to succeed through our children. All right? My dad wanted me to succeed so much and hold his name. Okay? Ndio babangu ni archbishop. So nimeenda mpaka theology school. Just we know that. So nimeenda theology school, okay? Alafu tuachane navyo. So imagine after going through a theology school, nikiwa internship in Kenyatta National Hospital, I used to live in Thika. So I didn't get anything biblical in a theology school, even though I was reading the Bible there. So I had to take an initiative kusoma Bible hiyo time. So hiyo transition ya asubuhi ya kutoka Thika niende na hiyo jioni yenye watu wanalala kwa gari tukirudi. That's when I read the Bible with my own mind. But kila time nilikuwa nasoma Bible na understanding ya theology. So nasoma Bible nikijaji. Kumbe hii ndio maana huyu jamaa anatezeka. Hii ndio maana Waislamu wanafanyanga hivi. So niko in my mind I'm so judgmental. But I'm reading the scripture. Unaona? Si tunafanyanga tu hivyo. Si wote. Muislamu anaona yeye ndio the better religion. Mkristo anaona yeye ndio the better. Hao wale wanafanya. Mbona hawateseki? Mbona Waislamu wanafanya biashara ina succeed na hawajui Mungu? Mimi najua Mungu nateseka hapa. Hivyo. So, niligo through all that na naonanga ilikuwa very important. Just the same way I went through a pharmacy school for me to understand something. So all these things that are actually happening in life, I didn't even plan them. Mzaa nataka niende theology school, mzaa nataka niende biomed, Egerton, zote najazaga tu CV, lakini hazinisaidii nini. Lakini pia na realize ziko na part yake tu hapo. Ziko na part yake hapo. So uelewe, hauna any control over anything. You as a person, whatever you've done, whether good or bad, you're not responsible for that. It is the spirit that lives in you that controls you to do things. Now there are two spirits, the one for good and the one for bad. The evil, the anger. The one for good, the true. Your only role is to choose which one will live in you. That is your only role. If you choose the spirit of truth, you will have to get back this order. Now you will rely on revelation. You will not trust this. You will know that voice is not yours. What does he say? My children shall know me through. And that voice is voiceless. Not your mother's voice in your head. Not the voice of a psychiatrist. You are depressed. You have bipolar. You remember? Yeah, that is a psychiatrist's voice in you. And now you believe that voice and you become. And now, antidepressants. And now you become more depressed. And now more antidepressants. Sindio? Yeah, and they will not tell you the truth. They will quote it so that you come back. Tunataka pesa yako. Yeah. So they will quote it and tell you, you know what, just write a letter and put on your father's grave, and you know, and take flowers there every month. You take flowers, you don't feel that void. Sindio? But unakuja hapo uko depressed. Now you start looking for a father. And we provide, we present the father. We present dowry. We present that father. And now you're here, more depression. You see that? So the only way to do that is to fill that void by actually going back to the spiritual order of life. So whether you like it or not, you can actually try to focus on the children or on the husband or the relationship or the job, but that will never bring that satisfaction, because you'll get that job, you'll still be empty, because this one is a mess. Sasa ukijua tu hii direction, wewe utafanya kila kitu to make sure hii direction ina work. Mashika? So you not care about mwenye ati anafanya nini. I don't care about what my dad is doing. I care about me getting this order and maintaining that order. Because in this order, we call it perfect peace. And actually, all of you have perfect peace. The only problem is, you identify with the voice here, which is not your voice. All right. Yes.
I have a question. Tuseme umeunderstand your spiritual order.
Yeah.
And you have, uko na mtoto na hutaki apitie the same experiences zenye umepitia. Unafaa kufanya aje? Kumpeleka shule, kumpeleka church?
Good.
Okay, lazima upeleke mtoto shule ndio aende asome kama venye nilisoma, church kama venye nilipelekwa.
Good.
Ama what do you do about that?
Hii order hiyo kusaidia kupata revelations. Hizo revelations ndizo kuguide venye utaishi maisha yako. Hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza. Kitu ya pili, venye mimi nilisoma, venye mimi nilienda church, venye wewe venye umefanya hivyo vyote, do you have perfect peace? So why do you want your child to go through the same? Misery loves company. Misery loves company. You rely on revelations. You fix you and you don't care about your child. Once you fix you, the revelation shall guide you on how to raise your child. So you see, when you start caring about the child, that's an outside world. Your real world is not outside you, it's inside you. Wewe fix hii, utapata revelations. Hata ukakufa saa hii, huyo mtoto atasurvive. So wewe tu
hapa.
Pardon? Okay. Pardon, just good point.
Nimesema hata sina yeye hapa.
So unaanza kupata point. So once you just focus on you and become better, you are becoming better not only for you, because you also want the external environment to be dictated by your internal environment. Your children are part of the external environment. So the moment you overcome your inside threats and fears, hii environment you attract itakuwa who you are from inside.
So the environment is the mirror. How I see you.
Oh, exactly. And we don't like that. We don't like that. If I look in the mirror and I tell myself the truth, I see this woman is actually me.
Kama una serious tu.
Yeah.
Naona mtu mnono kuna tumbo akipika naona hiyo hapara kumbe ni mimi.
Ni reset. Because utakuwa huko nje ukitembea, hautakuwa unaona mtu mnono ama mtu mwembamba. Utakuwa unaona two people. Wewe life yako itakuwa ni wewe tu. You don't even care who passed here. You just be you. And when you become better, imagine you become better, she becomes better, we become better. Each one of us focuses on us. Tutailaumu Ruto. Tutaisema church, sijui nini, everywhere. Two time, one time. Hatutawai kwa sababu Ruto is an exact image of who we are. He is a sample representative of us as the people. So we are so mad at the image in the mirror. Hata twende streets. Kwa streets inamaanishanga hatujui authority. Authority inatoka from home. So if there's no authority from home, the streets become the classes.
So kwa hii yote, who do you blame? Mama ni
There's no blaming. There's you fixing you. There's no blame. You go fix you. Why would you blame people? That's your external environment. That's not who you are.
When I say one time, keep quiet.
Nataka uone hivi. Unaona hiyo blame? Blame ni ego ya wewe utaka kufeel vizuri, utaka kufeel the better person. Huyu alikuwa mbaya, mimi niko sawa. That's why I blame them. You're playing a victim. You're playing God. Kwa hii order hakuna victimhood. Ni perfect peace. Perfect peace inamaanisha ishi sahi. Sahi umeblame mtu sahi. So why would you say what ifism? What aboutism? Fallen state. Wake up. Amazing.
You have talked about resentment.
Yes.
So I've gone to overcome my mom and seek forgiveness. Now you have this daughter, who's been taught of the same, but she's afraid to come to you, me as a parent, to do the same. Do you go to her and tell her, like, I know you resent me, blah, blah, blah?
She will resent you double. because you became your mother.
Yeah.
It is her role to overcome you. It's not your role to help her overcome you. That is ego. Watch her suffer. Let her suffer. Because when you hit rock bottom, that's when you actually know God. So let her suffer to a place that she actually needs help. She'll come asking for it. Now you can guide her. But if you fixed yourself and you actually life yako you have perfect peace, anger, you can actually catch yourself getting angry and then you just relax and it goes. You're doing well. Focus on you. All right? And don't teach anybody anything, but be truthful. If she comes to you with a question that you take time, don't be quick to answer. Make a silent prayer so you overcome the thoughts of that question, and then revelation shall actually talk to you. Then now reveal the truth to her. See that?
Yeah.
Then she'll be inspired to do that. But if you tell her, now I'm your mother and I have found my identity and I realized along the way you are resenting me. How do you even know she's afraid of you?
Because I'm expecting she has learned. Okay. She's learned. So she knows, like, she's supposed to come to me and seek that forgiveness.
No. If any case, she's supposed to just let you be. And you're supposed to be okay with that.
Okay.
There's no attachment. Wacha tu akae huko, si yako sawa huko kwenye huko. Let her just walk into that darkness until she finds the need to get the light. Now you can actually show her the light.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Amazing. Good.
Comments.
Yeah.
Her situation, her question, I can relate her question to my situation, as in a similar situation. But when I went to ask my mom for forgiveness, my daughter used to listen to me a lot. But when I fixed myself, went to my mother, she just changed. And now, many attempts. Yeah.
Aligning.
So just fix yourself, and every other thing will align.
Given to you.
Amazing. See that? Yeah. Sasa tuone kikapu ya sadaka. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. It's been an amazing experience. I've had all the fun. Like it was amazing. But most importantly, just having time off and detaching from. I hardly had my phone. Just detaching from that was just amazing. And then some of you think I'm a very serious person in the internet, which is okay. You're supposed to think that. And then now you realize again, this one looks like a different one when you interact with person. We've had an amazing team, and most things just went at the end. The most important part is if God gives us the grace and we can actually do this again, we will actually need your feedback, right? So that we know where to improve, where we didn't, and be as brutally honest as possible with us, because I can handle all your things. Alright, sitaanza kusema sasa aka 14,500 tunakafanya kaongezi. No, so you be as brutal as you can, and be as brutal as honest with everybody, not just me, everybody around you. You deserve better, and I hope that when you get out of here and God gives you the grace, become the best version of yourself, because you can actually become very sweet person. Let's go to you, Mungu bless you, sir. Thank you.